Hello student, in today's session we will discuss about the complex algebra method to find out the velocity and acceleration of the slider time mechanism and 4-bar chain mechanism. In last session we discussed about the analytical method. How analytically we can find out the velocity, acceleration of the crank, connecting rod or a piston. Okay, in this session we will discuss we can find out the velocity and acceleration of the 4-bar chain mechanism or slider crank mechanism by using a complex algebra method. Okay, so before going to start with the analytical synthesis to find out the velocity and acceleration, first of all we will discuss about what is complex algebra method. Okay. Generally, if this is a one point, suppose this is a point P, okay, and I want to represent this point, or I want to find out where this point is exactly placed. To know this, we have a coordinate system that is x and y, and by knowing these coordinates, that is, suppose this is the point P, and it has the coordinates xp, yp. By knowing these coordinates, we can say that this point is placed at that position. Okay, but in complex algebra method, how we can represent this point? Okay, in vector form, if we want to represent this point P by using a vector form, then we can find out this point. Suppose I can say this is a point, suppose R, and this is my origin. Okay, at this position. Then if I want to know the exact location of this point R, then I require two coordinates. That is, suppose this angle theta and its magnitude R. The magnitude of this point is R and its direction is theta. Means if we want to find out the exact location of this point R, we can write it as OR bar is equal to R bar. This generally the O is not considered, so therefore OR bar is equal to R bar is equal to R into angle of theta. R into angle of theta. And what is this R represent? R represent the magnitude of this length or magnitude of this length OR, and theta is the direction. Okay, if I want to represent this is in a complex algebra form, then we can write it as R bar is equal to small r into e raised to I theta. Here R is equal to, here what is R? R is the magnitude of the OR, magnitude of OR, and E is theta is, what is theta? Theta is the direction of OR. Theta is direction, and I. What is I here? I is the complex number and its value is equal to square root of minus 1. The value of this I is equal to under root of minus 1. It is an imaginary number. Okay. Then therefore this, if I want to write this E into e raised to I theta in complex algebra form, this e raised to I theta can be represented by, it is equal to cos of theta plus I into sin of theta. Means these two forms are equal. If I want to represent this e raised to I theta, I can easily write it in this form, that is cos of theta plus r into sin of theta. Means it is the expansion of this e raised to I theta is equal to cos of theta plus I into sin of theta. Okay. And if there is another complex form, suppose this is I into e raised to I theta. Suppose there is I into e raised to I theta, then it can be represented as e raised to I into theta plus phi. I into e raised to I theta is equal to e into e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2. Okay, so this is the expansion of the algebraic in complex algebraic form. Okay, now let us consider this is y-axis and this is x-axis. Remember, in complex algebra form, this x is called as real axis. This x-axis is called as the real axis, and this y-axis is called as the imaginary axis. Imaginary axis. This x-axis is real axis, and this y is a imaginary axis. Suppose I consider one link starting it at origin, and this is a point C. Suppose I consider one link OC. Consider one link OC having a length R. R is the length of this link, and this link makes an angle theta with real axis. Okay, consider a link OC having a length R, and theta is the angle made by this link OC with respect to real axis. Real axis is the x-axis is called as real axis in complex algebra form. Okay, then we can write it as in complex algebra form. OC bar is equal to C bar, and I want to write it in the form that is equal to R into theta, or it is equal to R into e raised to I. R into e raised to I theta. Okay, this is the position of this point C in complex algebra form. This C bar or OC bar is equal to R into e raised to I theta is the position of this point C, or position of this link OC. Okay. Now, this is the position of the link OC. Now, I want to find out the velocity of this link OC. Okay. To find out the velocity of the link OC, we have to take the derivative of the position vector with respect to time. The velocity is the rate of change of displacement with respect to time. Similarly, here we can find out the velocity of this link OC by using this position vector. Therefore, velocity C of this link VC bar is equal to d by dt with respect to C. With respect to C, and here C is equal to d by dt into R into e raised to R. We have to take the derivative of this term. Okay. Now differentiate this. Here R is constant, so we will take it out from the derivative. If you take the derivative of this, we will get R into e raised to I theta into I into d theta by dt. because derivative of e raised to I theta is equal to e raised to I into derivative of this its exponential. So r into e raised to I theta into I into d theta by dt. What is the meaning of this d theta by dt? This rate of change of angle with respect to time is called as the angular velocity. So it is equal to r into e raised to I theta into I into omega. So we can write it as r into omega into I into e raised to I theta. R into omega into I into e raised to I theta. Okay, and e raised to I into e raised to I theta. I into e raised to I theta is equal to e raised to I into theta plus I by 2. We know that is I into e raised to I theta is equal to e raised to I plus theta plus pi by 2. So similarly we write here that this term I into e raised to I theta is equal to r e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2. Okay, this is the velocity of this ring OC. This is the velocity of this ring OC. Okay, here this r into omega is the magnitude of the velocity, where r into omega is the magnitude of the velocity, and this e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2 is the direction. So if we see this is if we compare these two equations, the angle difference between position vector and velocity vector is 90 degree. The angle difference between position vector and velocity vector is pi by 2, that is equal to 90 degree. How we can write? If we compare these two equations, this is c bar is equal. If we compare these two equations, here r is the magnitude, here r into omega is the magnitude. Okay, and if we compare these two terms, then here angle is theta and here angle is pi by 2 degree. So velocity vector is 90 degree away from the position vector, but in which direction it is 90 degree? As we measuring this theta with respect to x or a real axis, so velocity vector is 90 degrees. This is the VC bar, and this is 90 degree ahead from the position vector. This the angle between velocity vector and position vector is 90 degree, and it is 90 degree on this side, not this side. Okay, so this is the velocity of the link in complex algebra form. Now we want to find out the acceleration. We have to find out the acceleration of the link. So to find out the acceleration, we will differentiate this. With respect to time. So acceleration AC bar is equal to d by dt into VC bar. So it is equal to d by dt into r into omega into e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2. Okay. If you differentiate it, r is constant, d by dt, omega is e raised to I, e raised to I theta plus pi by 2. Okay. So r into this omega is constant here, and if you take the derivative of this, that is equal to e raised to I into
theta plus pi by 2 into I into d theta by dt plus e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2 into d omega by dt. d omega by dt. So it is equal to r into this d theta by dt is equal to omega. So this omega into omega is omega square into I into e raised to I theta plus pi by 2 plus this omega upon t means d omega by dt is equal to means rate of change of angular velocity is called as angular acceleration, and angular acceleration is represented by the alpha. So it is alpha into e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2. Here r into r into this omega square I into e raised to I theta plus pi by 2. If we take the expansion of this, we will get this is equal to e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 plus alpha into e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2. So it is equal to r into omega square into e raised to I plus theta plus pi plus r into alpha into e raised to I plus theta plus pi. So this is the acceleration of the link. This is the acceleration of the link, and here are the two terms. This is the first term. This term is represented as the acceleration is represented by AC bar. Then there are two terms in AC bar, that is two terms of the acceleration, and the first term can be represented as AC C bar plus AC into T bar, where AC into C bar, this term is represent the centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration of the link, and this AC T bar is represent tangential acceleration of the link. Got it? That this AC into C bar represent the centripetal acceleration of the link, and this AC into T bar is represent the tangential acceleration of the link. Okay, if we see this here, or if we compare this term here in centripetal acceleration, r into omega square is the magnitude of the acceleration. R into omega square is the magnitude of the centripetal acceleration, and this e raised to I theta plus pi by 2 is the direction of the centripetal acceleration. Similarly here, r into alpha, where r is the length of this link and alpha is the acceleration, angular acceleration. This r into alpha is the magnitude of tangential acceleration, and this e raised to I into theta plus pi by 2 is the direction of the tangential acceleration. Okay, if we see here, if we compare this centripetal acceleration with respect to this term, we got that the angle between position vector and centripetal acceleration. Angle between
position vector and the centripetal acceleration is different by the pi degree. Means this the angle between centripetal acceleration and the position vector acceleration by the 180 degree. So this line, that is this dotted line, that is AC C bar, the angle between these two is 180 degree. And if we compare this tangential acceleration with the position vector, the angle between position vector and tangential acceleration is 90 degree. This tangential acceleration is in the direction of the velocity vector. Okay. If we ask the question MCQs on this, then what is the angle between position vector and velocity vector? The angle between position vector and velocity vector is 90 degree. The angle between position vector and centripetal acceleration is 180 degree. Angle between position vector and tangential acceleration vector is 90 degree. Okay. So this is the some equation, or this is the method is called as the complex algebra method to represent the link. Means here we discuss how we can represent any link in complex algebra form. Okay. Now we will discuss about how we can represent 4-bar chain mechanism or slider crank mechanism by using the complex algebra method. Okay. To find out that by using a complex algebra method, or to find out the velocity and acceleration of slider crank or 4-bar mechanism by using the complex algebra method, we use the closure loop equation. Closure loop equation. So what is meant by closure loop equation? Because let's see. This is my 4-bar chain mechanism. Link AB, BC, CD and DA. Okay. This is the 4-bar chain mechanism, and we also call it as a closure loop equation. Means this loop is closed. Okay. This loop is closed. Therefore, it is called as a closure loop equation. Okay. Now, suppose this is real axis and this is my imaginary axis. Now, and this is my origin. Now, I want to represent this point A with respect to origin. Now, I want to represent this axis or this point A with respect to origin. Then I will join it first of all. OA bar is equal to A bar. OA bar is equal to A bar. Now I want to represent this point B with respect to origin. So first of all I will join it. So OB bar is equal to B bar. Similarly, OC bar is equal to C bar. And OD bar is equal to D bar. Means here we represent all the points, that is point A with respect to O, point B with respect to O, point C with respect to O, and point D with respect to O by A bar, B bar, C bar, D bar respectively. Now I want to represent, or I want to represent this point A with respect to B. I want to represent the point A with respect to, sorry, I want to represent the point B with respect to A. Then it can be represented by AB bar. The point B is represented by with respect to point A. I want to represent the point B with respect to A. Then I can write it as a AB bar, and it is equal to
B bar minus
B bar minus A bar. Similarly, I want to represent the point C. I want to represent the point C with respect to B bar. Then it can be represented as
BC bar, and it is equal to C bar minus A bar.
C bar minus A bar. Similarly, the point I want to represent the point D with respect to C, then it can be represented as
BC bar is equal to, sorry, CD bar is equal to D bar minus C bar.
D bar minus C bar, and
DA bar is equal to A bar minus D bar.
okay, and direction of this is
Direction is this, like this, like this.
okay. So summation of all these, the summation of all these is equal to, can be represented, that is
AB bar plus BC bar plus CD bar plus DA bar is equal to, from this we can write it as a B bar minus A bar plus C bar minus D bar plus B bar minus C bar plus A bar minus D bar, and it is equal to 0. It comes, this is equal to 0.
This is called as a closed loop equation for 4-bar chain mechanism. Means in complex algebra form, we can write that the 4-bar chain mechanism can be represented by, in complex algebra form, like this, that is A bar, AB bar plus BC bar plus CD bar plus DA bar is equal to 0. Okay, so, and this whole method is called as a closed loop equation for a 4-bar chain mechanism. Okay, now we will discuss the same method for a slider crank mechanism. For a slider crank mechanism.
So suppose this is my slider, and here is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. Okay. If you consider this image, then this is my real axis, and this is my imaginary axis.
Okay, now if I want to represent the point A with respect to this origin, then OA bar is equal to A bar. To represent this point B with respect to origin O, that is equal to OB bar is equal to B bar, and to represent this point C with respect to O,
So C bar is equal to C bar.
now I want to represent this point B with respect to A, so it can be AB bar. Similarly, we can write it as equal to AB bar is equal to B bar minus A bar. If I want to represent this point B with respect to A, then it can be represented as AB bar, and it is equal to B bar minus A bar. Okay. Similarly, the point C can be represented with respect to B, that is equal to BC bar, and it is equal to C bar minus B bar. Okay. And these point C can be represented with respect to point A, then it is what
we can write it as C bar is equal to A bar minus
C bar.
okay.
And this is also one closed loop because this line of action is a one fixed thing, therefore this is equal to
C A bar is equal to B bar minus A bar plus C bar minus B bar plus A bar minus C bar, and it is equal to 0.
means this summation of these all the vectors is equal to 0, and this is the representation, or we can say it as the slider crank mechanism can be represented by using a complex algebra method like this. Okay. So to understand this concept better, that is closure loop equation for a slider crank mechanism or a 4-bar chain mechanism, we will take a numerical. This will help to understand this overall concept. Okay. This numerical we will see in next.